The Game Awards, December 11th. Hi everybody, welcome to Bros in a Landfill. We're back on Megabonked. I was just told I don't have to introduce the game like that, but I panicked.
You felt obligated to.
I felt obligated to. I mean, it's the beginning of a YouTube video. So that's
I mean, as Game Awards are coming around, I think it's very important to play as the game that's a really strong contender for Indie Game of the Year.
Oh, this is nominated, isn't it? Or somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man, damn, Lunch, you're not in the lore. You're not in the info loop. I was expecting you to dude.
I read this like yesterday, but I have a bad habit lately of like I wake up in the morning and then I check the internet, but like I'm so out of it in the morning that like I'll like fall asleep halfway through what I'm doing and then wake up again and be like, I think I watched that video, but I just don't remember.
So this is why I need to wait to send you memes until after like it's like breakfast time for you, rather than like for you when you wake up.
Oh yeah, because I wake up, I look at it, I'm like, and then it just like that disappears. Because I've gone back to our DMs and thought, wow, that is funny and or fucked up and strange. But yeah, so catch me later. But anyway, yeah, we thought we'd talk about the Game Awards that's coming up. I mean, we're in that end of year, like it's almost time to crack out Mariah Carey. Dude,
where is it not that time of year to crack out Mariah Carey? Let's be real.
I mean, I wouldn't mind listening to Mariah Carey at other times of the year. I mean, I really got into the Star Kid musical of A Christmas Carol in like June one year, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And I was like, "It's a good album," and they're like, "But it's Christmas." I do think I was breaking the rules. It's kind of like eating like a stew for breakfast. It just seems kind of wrong. But yeah, so we thought we'd talk about the Game Awards. I honestly only have so much to say about it because I didn't play that many new games this year.
I mean, honestly, sort of same. I mean, like I know, like the joke with me is that I'm always like playing gacha games, so I'm never really actually playing other games. But like, generally speaking, I typically like have a good sense of like games throughout the year.
I mean, I'm aware of what these games are. I just haven't really fucked with them. Like, this has been a very like fighting games year for me, where I've just had friends that I can just regularly play those games with, and those are just sort of evergreen. But I mean, it does mean I've played some of the new fighting games. But that's kind of about it. I'm like, in terms of single player games, I've been playing, Umineko and played a bit of Elden Ring and stuff that I'm way late to the party on.
Yeah, my entire year of gaming has just been pretty much playing Kodaka. Shit.
Well, it's easy once you have a niche that you like. It's just easy just to stay in there and be like, well, I'm still having fun. I love this.
I mean, you say that, but bro, like literally released 2 games in 1 year, one of which was like 150, 200 hours long.
So they did both come out this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro's competing with himself.
Well, I think it's more so 100 Line got like delayed,
right?
And while it was still in development, like he was working on other stuff. Like, well, basically, like both of the games that came out this year, like it was basically his team at Tokyo wrote like the whole stories for. So just one took much longer to build, and one absolutely needed more time to like cook in the dev engine.
Well,
like,
it's a shame that neither of us have been playing games that are like on people's radar to be in the Game Awards.
I mean, like,
R.I.P.
So like, I think the one game that I'm sure everybody's expecting everybody to talk about with the Game Awards is Expedition 33, which came out the same weekend as 100 Line. So like,
right? No
that
wonder
was one of those things, like,
people didn't know about 100 Line, because that was like the biggest like random darling game.
Well, it's funny because like the devs for the devs for Clear Obscure actually like shouted out 100 Line and like as like a recommendation sort of thing.
Hear that, fans of Expedition? You need to get on Trybien instead.
Yeah,
because he knows what's up. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to get to Expedition. I've only seen a little bit. I thought that sounds great, and it's got Charlie Cox.
No,
I love him.
Expedition. So like, Expedition is absolutely a game I'm going to play eventually, but it's fallen into that category of like, oh, this is a really good game that I know I will like and I need to get around to playing. But by the time I finish like the current game I'm playing, something else gets put on my radar. So like I was playing 100 Line.
Yeah.
I expected, like, that took me a lot longer to beat than I expected. Mixture of just like not having the amount of time I thought I would have had to play it.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm done with that, Kodaka's other game, Shoot in Order, comes out. I played through that. Like, I love the heck out of that story. I played through it. Oh, now the new Digimon game's out. Like, well, I have to play the new Digimon game.
I heard a little bit about that.
I fucking love the new Digimon game. It's fucking great. And then, like, I'm done with this, like, oh man, the new Inazuma. Like, well, I'm nearing the end game, I think, I hope. I don't know. I'm probably about 50% through the game. It's like, oh, cool, like, a new Inazuma 11 game came out to the West, and I heard it's getting really good reviews. But also, like, so here's some Bros in a Landful secret behind-the-scenes lore for everybody that doesn't know are secretly doing things.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I think we've talked about this on the show. Lunch Night did this thing called a game fight with his friends, where we basically got down and dirty and we argued about games, lying about shit and being very petty and shit. And I'm definitely not still salty and like thinking about like how I would have redone things.
No, I felt
then.
so much regret from our sanctioned game debates. And you're also to some extent just like at the mercy of whoever's judging.
Yeah. So this like one friend that like I was like that I was talking to like during that time, like kind of like I was sort of like bouncing ideas off of him. Like we kind of share some similar game tastes and whatnot. So like we were both very much Final Fantasy 16 haters at the time. Like he's like very big into like action games, and like I'm very I want to say like I was coming off of like playing and not super vibing with 15. I want to go back and finish 15 at some point, but like I was very much in that like stage of like I don't like this direction that Final Fantasy's going.
Yeah.
So I of course I make that my topic for like, so it was like what was our most overhyped game? Like or like what was like the most overrated overhyped game?
Yeah.
I picked Final Fantasy 16, which just had a trailer and a demo released in between of like after me locking in my answer.
Right.
And then
the timing was
and then you
kind
picked
of bad, right?
Yep. And then you picked Metroid Prime 4. So like me and my friend, like we were like talking about like, oh man, like these are like all the things we have to like, these are like good arguments for why Final Fantasy 16 is gonna be is like overrated and overhyped. And then like it was either a week or two ago, he's like, yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16 and I've actually really been liking it. Like
What
I've had
the
a lot
hell?
of fun. I'm like, god damn it, now I'm gonna play it. Shit. And then like Metroid Prime 4 like has a trailer's come out, and it's like definitely like I am sure that a lot of Nintendo fans will have a lot of fun with Metroid Prime 4, but like I will say the most recent trailers for Metroid Prime 4 does not like inspire me to want to.
No, there's been a fair amount of backlash actually. I've seen a lot of It's So Jover over the new NPC guy who runs around making annoying Marvel quips the whole time. Really funny as an outsider that they went for something like that, but that is a bummer. Yeah. But just goes to show that I have the best choices and I'm a genius.
Yep. I think the moral of the story is that like you truly had the moral empiric victory of that game fight in terms of that round.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, it's not about the truth of the answer. It's about the pageantry of debate.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Look, I will say, like at the very least, like I'm still hold that pride of getting you, like winning the round of like the best detective with my fucking gotcha game character, like gotcha game like fuckboy character or whatever.
Huge win for gotcha games.
Yeah. Yeah. Huge win for gotcha games. That was the only run that mattered. But
wait, hang on.
Yeah, so
how did we get here?
Okay, so we're talking about like Clair Obscure 33,
right.
like being a game that like I'm perpetually getting around to. But like I'm gonna have to play Final Fantasy 16 first. Even though like I led the charge on our game fight that it's going to be overrated and bad, and I'm probably going to like it a lot.
Well, I mean, I guess no man knows the future. It does. It looked like it looks neat. I feel like it didn't have that big of an impact, but people liked it enough. I know the main guy is called Clive, and that he's in Tekken.
Yeah.
And people are a bit like, okay.
So what I would probably say is like, yes, technically speaking, the game probably was very overrated in the sense that it wasn't as well received as people expected when it came out. But like, at least from what my friends my friend said who's like played it, like the time, like the amount of time it's had since, like with like the expansions and like whatever updates they've done to it, does like make for a fun experience.
Honestly, a game at launch versus a game a couple years later is a completely different thing.
Oh yeah, I mean that was the case with like me with fucking 100 Line, and like that was with like taking like months apart, like sort of break. That they put so much quality of life updates within the first few months of release that it's an entirely different experience playing through it now as opposed to playing it on launch.
True. It's funny, like, how, yeah, sometimes it's like you can play a game and then what that game is sort of just gets rewritten, and other people will come to it and, yeah, like they are not doing the same thing that you did.
Yeah, man, this was not the case though. Like back in the remember the good old days when I just like if you wanted to buy get an updated version of the game, you just gotta hope that sometimes that like they sell like updated discs
or
dude,
cartridges. I had the version of Soul Calibur 3 where there was a save file bug and like I just couldn't unlock stuff past a certain point. So there's this entire side mode that's like a weird RTS or something that I always wanted to play through, but I could only play the start of it because PS2 memory card was like, nope. And that was just like, if that was released nowadays, they would have patched it in like a week. But anyway.
Well, hopefully, presumably.
I mean, I fucking, well, that's a pretty fucking bad problem. That's like a basic feature. Did we stop time? What is happening?
I think we stopped time.
That's crazy. Okay, so were there any games in the Game Awards that you, or something related to it that you did specifically want to talk about? Because like I said, I can only really weigh on the fighting games.
I mean, like I think it's cool that the developer for Megabonked pulled out of the Game Awards.
Right, that's right. They decided not to. Why did they do that? I don't know what the story is.
Oh, so the dev like basically said that like, hey, this isn't actually like my debut game. Like I've made other stuff under other studio names before.
Right. So it's more like maybe by branding technicality that's my first game, but it isn't really reality. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I think that's like it's pretty dope, like considering the spirit of the award.
Well, he also just doesn't need the help because like the game's already fucking doing incredible. So you know, good time. Robot.
This is terrifying.
Well, Frozen Landfill endorses Megabonked. I guess not for that. Oh no, the burger. We didn't get the burger. No, we're good. We're good. Man, this game is so stimulating.
Yeah, this is like ADHD the game.
They're pouring in from the ceiling and from, oh my god, big guys. I still haven't bought this and I'm very tempted.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll share my thoughts on the fighting game. I mean, to some extent, I feel like the beginning of my opinion is just like kind of piggybacking off of other people because I've watched a few videos about this. The fighting games category is always weird at the Game Awards. Like, you know, because a few years ago, like Sifu was nominated, and that's clearly like a different kind of, not really the genre of game people are thinking about when they think of fighting games. And then they had Multiverses win in early access, and then I think again, like the next year, but even though it had already won before. And now, like, we've got a lineup where there's two collections of old games, and one like somewhat updated port. But like, yeah, 3/5 of the choices are like old content from like decades ago. So it's like, yeah, I feel like they could have put some other shit in here that was actually new. I don't know why like the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection should count necessarily.
That's a really... Yeah, sometimes I feel like the fighting game genre is one of those where like not many games actually come out each year to really fill it, so they're always kind of just like putting in filler.
Well, the thing is, like, I think they could fill it, like, I mean, in this case, we've got like 3 things here that are, I mean, you could maybe, the Virtual Fighter update is at least kind of new, but like, if you just replace like 2 of these games with like some random indie fighting games, I think that would be way cooler. Because like even if they didn't have a chance of winning, at least it would be highlighting a small game. Because I think that there are, like in terms of like notable fighting games that people fucking know about, there's not that many. Yeah, I mean they could have put Hunter x Hunter in here. But yeah, I mean even 2XKO is a weird one because that game is like technically like. It's like Multiverses was a few years ago, where it's like kind of like an early access thing.
It just occurred to me, like, wait, the Hunter x Hunter game came out this year?
Yeah, and then Impact.
Oh, huh. Wait, the Hunter x Hunter game, that was like, was that Arxis? One of those Arxis games slash Arxis likes?
It's an Arxis-like, I guess. I think the dev was the guys who made Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I forget what they're called,
yeah.
But the game is very much like that. But I mean, it's not very well regarded, or it's like one of what they call a kusoge, as in like a fighting game that's kind of lovably busted.
Yeah.
But at least like
I
it would
remember
qualify, right? Like that would be a game that is from this year. Surely you're meant to, for like the Game Awards that are annual, you want to have things from that year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't even realize that came. I guess that just shows you like how like not well regarded it was. Just
I think, yeah, there was some sort of morbid interest before it came out, but I think after like the release like week, everyone kind of just wrote it off as stupid. So I mean, yeah, I do understand that it is hard to pick to like have a proper selection of fighting games when, like, despite the fact that we're in sort of a golden age of fighting games, it doesn't mean that there's like a shit ton of them coming out every year. Because yeah, the 2 main ones here, like, it's really between 2XKO and Fatal Fury, if you're being fair, and 2XKO was again in early access. So I don't know. So like I've heard some people say like by process of elimination, Fatal Fury is the only one that should count because it's like it is a full game that's fully released that came out this year. But even I think there's a good case for it even if you do count 2XKO. Like I think Fatal Fury City of the Wolves is actually a really good game. It's just like, who's that gold guy? Oh no, he's dead. Sorry, I just got transfixed by him because he was just like going for a walk. He wasn't going towards you. He wasn't like an enemy. He was just like there.
He was just a high value man, you know?
High value? I mean, literally, yes. When I say I want a high value man, I mean a man whose skeleton is made out of fucking gold.
True!
Someone who will fetch a high price. But yeah, I guess I'll just briefly go over my opinion on City of the Wolves. It's really fun. I've played it a little bit at the Gamer Cafe, and got my ass beat at it. But like, it feels really good. It looks pretty good. I think it has a nice roster. But like, it's such a weird. It's just full of things that make you feel a little like ick. Like the fact that it has. Do you know about this? How they've got that fucking soccer guy in it?
I think so. I don't know much about Fatal Fury, to be completely honest.
So like one of the things that really turned public opinion against the game was world famous soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo is a playable character in the game. he is playable.
I don't
and
see
not
how this is
everyone
a
from the
negative.
original City of the Wolves got in, but like Cristiano Ronaldo's in. But not only that, but there's this DJ. I forgot his name, honestly. But he's in the game too. So it's like, and the game is one of those like Saudi Arabian sports washing kind of things, where like, yeah, the Saudis have like, they've invested bajillions of dollars into various, you know, shows and games and stuff to like try and
they bought like that one like game studio or whatever.
Yeah, they've
Or,
done
like,
lots of stuff like that.
investment.
They basically fund SNK now, who makes Fatal Fury and King of Fighters and everything. So a lot of people already feel like, okay, it's all like I don't really like that they funded it, but I can just sort of ignore it. But then it's like, okay, but like clearly the Saudi prince or whatever is like, yo, you should put that the soccer guy that works with us in this game.
Don't you think it's weird that everybody gets all up in arms about like the Saudi princes owning it when like China has such a huge stake in so much of video gaming?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think like Saudi Arabia is just one of those like really obviously unethical, evil countries. But like, I mean, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of like, I feel like the past year or so has really damaged my general ability to quote unquote live out. And so I'm like, man, everyone sucks though. I mean, like, bro, it's like, shouldn't we be boycotting shit? And like American shit when like the president's a pedophile. It's like just everyone is bad. I'm so like, there's dirty money everywhere. But at least that's less obvious when you don't put a fucking random ass soccer player in your game.
I don't mean to like be the black pill, but like so much of this is much more about like likes on like social clout politics over like actionable politics, because none of these people are going to be like actually like doing like the boycotting or organizing or like doing any like meaningful political change in terms of like what we're supporting or what we're.
I mean, I get what you're saying there, but like I also like just because. It makes me wonder, like, at some point you have to decide, like, I guess to what extent you're going to commit to the things that you believe, or like how much these things are going to matter to you. Because like, I found like, sure, there are lots and lots of like fucking gamers online or whatever who like get mad about something and then not change their overall behavior or spending habits or whatever. Yeah. But like, since I've gotten more into like my local slam poetry scene lately, I've met a bunch of people who are like, they are really thoughtful about who they're buying from, and like they like engage with like local politics and worldwide politics, and like, you know, like they're like, they are actually genuinely civically engaged and like thoughtful about all kinds of issues. And I'm like, man, I could like, it's not impossible to do a lot better.
Oh yeah, my question is, how many of these people are like farming updates on like social media? Or like, how much of them actually like have lives that they're trying to like?
Yeah, because I respect people who are like, they are at least most of the way into like actually standing by the things that they believe. Now, granted, I don't think that you have to like, you know, become like a hermit in the woods or something if you don't like capitalism or whatever, because like we're all going to just try and exist and have human limits. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's easy to grandstand about certain things, but then just do basically the same thing in other places. Like, you're about to die.
Yeah, I guess this has turned into a politics podcast now for a small time being. It's relevant to video games. I think the people who like actually try to make an actual difference, like who are engaged in their local politics and stuff, are like generally the people who are most affected by things and or at least have the bare understanding that like we're living in a system that we have to engage with. So like while they themselves try to make the best decisions they can, like they're also like less likely to do the moral purity testing, where it's like the people who are doing for like the social clout online are typically not the people who are actually doing things to make a difference.
I don't know. I think that at least the people I've met who are really engaged, I think they are pretty hardcore in terms of like, and I like that. I like people with a bit of a consistency, I guess. But I do think that there are a lot of people that like they're disinterested in the cloud farming of it all. Oh my god, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
We're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, we both think about politics a lot, and
well,
like,
I guess like the way that like the way that I put it, like what I say is like the way that people who are actually like involved and engaged, engage with like social politics, do it in a way that's a lot different from the people like who are just doing it for like the clout. Like there are like meaningful differences that you can see in terms of like online engagement.
Yeah, but I mean, like, social media is designed to create a lot of noise and no action, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so shit's weird. Like, it's fun, like, I want to just be like, oh yeah, Fatal Fury is a pretty cool game, but like, it exists in real life, and like, it's hard to not like think about a lot of this stuff. Like, I don't think people who are saying this game is unethical or whatever are wrong, but like, it's also just, it's up to the individual to decide where their lines are and like where they want to put their collective action. I don't know. Yeah, it does feel weird to have a You know, another thing actually, unrelated to gaming, is that like, you know, I've been a fan of the UFC for a long time, kind of casually because it's one of my friends' things. But like they're very MAGA these days, right? Like they want to do like a big event like in front of the White House, which is insane. Bro, having guys beat the shit out of each other in front of the White House in a cage is crazy. But like, yeah, so it's like, you know, if I were to pay for and watch that, I'd be like, well, I'm pretty much on team ICE or something. I don't know. It's just, everything's icky and weird. I really just need to live in a cabin in the woods and like die to like a preventable illness.
I think the way that like I would sort of put it is like there's like levels of I guess there's sort of like levels of engagement and plus levels of awareness. So like something like the US like the UFC like on the White House, like that's something that's like sort of like inherently political.
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean it's literally in front of the White House.
Yeah, literally. But like when you start getting into like who's funding things like and who like back end like who owns things, like you start really getting into like this really like tricky game of like, well, there are things that you personally are aware of, and then like that can make it really easy to make snap decisions in the moment. But like so much of like where money comes from is like you can dig rabbit holes in terms of production lines. It's like maybe you shouldn't have that computer that you have that like I mean, like maybe you shouldn't like
there's things that you need to like engage in basic society and life, and then there's things that are like luxuries that you get because they're cool, and then it kind of feels those things feel worse to support.
Well, I guess like more so like my point was less about like that and more like because like there is like a bunch of like different types of computer brands that you can like buy and like get in stuff, but you're not like when you're picking out your computer, you're not going through like, okay, who owns this company, who.
Yeah, well, like, there comes a point where it's pretty hard, and I think people who boycott stuff already like at least like the more organized activist types, like they consciously are like, we're not going to boycott everything, we're going to focus our efforts on this handful of companies or whatever. And so like I've at least like stopped buying like McDonald's.
Well, you're gonna get McDonald's anyways. That's terrible for you.
Well, that's the thing is, like, it's easy to not do that because I don't even really like it that much. But, you know, if it aligns with my self-interest, then that's fine. I'll take what I can. I do get the kind of there's no ethical consumption under capitalism idea. Yeah, but I also think it's a bit doomer, and I think you can like just do a little bit of boycotting. I don't know.
Yeah, I think maybe this is just like where we sort of like differ like on that sort of like actual politics thing is like I'll be completely honest, like while I can respect like the historic idea of boycotting, I do feel like at least like in the modern world, it's more something that makes you feel better about yourself than does actual change. Where like like the real, like for example, the real change, like if you're someone who really cares about like foreign influence, like in these companies and stuff, the thing to do there is to be like writing to your like legislature, doing like taking part of your local politics or like your national politics to like be like, hey, we don't want our companies to be engaging with these like foreign entities that we don't like.
I mean, I think the ideal situation is that you do some combination of everything. But I mean, each person only has so much bandwidth.
Yeah.
And or skills or know-how or whatever.
Yeah. I guess the thing is like when people treat boycotts like I guess like this is what I'm saying is like boycotts really don't do anything because the majority of consumers just aren't aware or don't have the time to be thinking about it. Like a boycott is something you're doing because it makes yourself feel better.
But I mean, the intention is to try and get as many people join with you as possible. But I think it's just really hard to win that because most people don't want to think about anything.
Well, most people aren't chronically online. Like they have lives, they got to do things. Like they're buying Fatal Fury because they grew up with it and they're familiar with it and they have nostalgia for it and they're not really thinking about like who owns what.
Yeah, I mean that's why.
Or like they see the news.
Yeah, that's why.
Like
Saudi Arabia is putting money in that game to begin with.
Yeah,
it's a good strategy.
Yeah, where it's like, and this is like where like I'm gonna make like the difference between between social politics versus like actual politics. It's like if this is like something that you really personally care about, if you think it's wrong that like we have these companies that are doing like these stuff, it's like the answer like yes, boycott in the sense that like don't buy things that you don't like or you don't support. Like we try to like source things ethically. We try to buy the best like organic stuff. We try to avoid things that we think are bad for the environment or like do our best.
Where they're like abusing the gray chickens or whatever they get the eggs like.
Yeah, but like
the organic
like
stuff.
It's like realistically, it's like we know we are doing that for ourselves, like and like we wish that other people would do that as well. But like the type of thing that like we like Helen and I talk about, like man, like we wish that the U.S. had better regulations like the United Kingdom, and like
yeah,
and like that's not conversations that we have that people really have over here to the same degree as like other countries. Like yeah, we have like conversations about like healthy, like trying to be healthy and stuff. But like it's
well, I think America's a very like individualist culture, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
it's
the idea that like there should be regulations on things is I don't know, it's like, oh, that's against my freedom or whatever. Like there's this kind of and I think that there's clearly a lot of money going into preventing people from feeling otherwise.
Shit, that bush is chasing me!
Holy shit, dude. It shoots lasers?
And it's
but yeah, I mean, I do think that the regulations are a bigger impact, but I do think that you guys buying things that are more ethical here and there it's not nothing. Like, I mean, it's the idea of like democracy, right? Where it's like, well, why should I vote for who I want to be the president of Ice Cream Land if it's only one vote? But like, it's everyone doing something that. You know,
I guess the way that like I would like sort of like put it is like it goes back to those like there's like levels and layers to things.
Yeah.
So like if you're going online, like if you're going online and you're saying, oh, everybody should boycott, and you're trying to like and you do the like the moral grandstanding go for like boycotting and not buying from certain companies, it's like you're not really being like.
I don't think
like,
scolding is not really a great way to get anyone to agree with you, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why people who give a shit about things also have a reputation for being kind of assholes. Because, I don't know. I will say, I feel I feel like a piece of shit that I buy Nestle products sometimes. Because I'm like, aren't they the most like fucking evil corporation there is? Like, how much do I want like a nice powder?
Well, let me put it this way, and this is why like I guess this kind of goes with the core idea of like why something like this. Why I don't necessarily like this boycott talk as much. Is like the reality is that the problem like the reality is not that like oh like we have these evil corporations that people are buying in like don't care or don't support from. It's that the trying to find ethically sourced, like decent companies, like or products that like are within a reasonable price point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not impossible, like, but it's a lot of work that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah, I think that's
they're really.
I think that's actually reasonable. I mean, like, to some extent, like there's a luxury in like thinking about ethics. I just don't think that's necessarily a zero-sum thing, where it's like either I do everything or I do nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I'm actually like kind of okay if people are a bit inconsistent. And
Yeah,
I guess that kind of thing. But just for the record, I mean, I bought City of the Wolves. And I liked the game. I just like, I'm just left with it, like to bring it back to what we were talking about initially. I like the game, but I have a bit of a sour taste in my mouth because like, I can't practice cognitive dissonance so easily with it because there's a fucking soccer player in the game instead of like the characters of the original.
Well, let me put it this way: like, as someone who has like a deep history with gacha games, like I think a lot of people who play gacha games will be the first people to say like, these are like terrible like predatory games, but we love them anyways.
Right. That's another like it's a game that has
it's
like you can see all the cool artistry and the fun stuff and mechanics and community, but like. And you're just kind of dealing with the fact that there's like some unethical parts to the.
And it's like,
the
and I would probably say like gacha game players are probably some of the first people to say like, yeah, these games need regulations, or like better regulations and whatnot. But
no, I mean, and like just to take this one more step down in the Doomer tunnel, it's like fucking every industry is full of treachery, like. Or like so many things that we enjoy are like, you know, they monetize our suffering or they create the suffering to sell the solution. Like, oh my god, dude, shit's fun.
I mean, that's part of the story. I mean, a lot of this is just like human nature begetting human nature. Like, humans will naturally be drawn to convenience, and then corporations like will naturally be drawn to like what the market and what the common person's going to like spend their money on. So like, it's not like this like empty like it's not like there's just like where we are now didn't necessarily come from nowhere. It's been like
I mean I
like
get that, but it's like it requires ingenuity to hack human nature to that level. Like all I'm gonna say is there like in the caveman times there were no gacha games. You know, there was nothing like that. And we came up with a way to like. I apologize. I feel like this is turned into just a sort of a general doom.
I mean, no, but you had thoughts about wolf, like about your wolf game,
right?
Like, and then,
these
like,
things are connected. I just wish I had like. I feel like I need to like read some books or something. Like I'm sure that there are people who are a lot more civically engaged who are like, all right, he's just going through those stages.
Well, here's like the thing that just like it comes back to. It's like people shouldn't feel bad for buying things that make them feel bad. People should what people should probably feel bad about is not engaging in politics and trying to make the world a better place. You know, like because like you not buying something isn't going to change the status quo, or you not buying something isn't going to make something make these companies like there's
very little that I can do generally to impact much of anything. like
well, that's not entirely true. Like a single person can actually have like a lot of impact if like they put their voice out there, or like they engage politically, or like or whatever.
Right,
like
but
that.
I mean, isn't that a contradiction of like I'm not going to destroy SNK?
No, you not buying something isn't going to destroy SNK. Like,
I mean, but doesn't it? Well, I mean, kind of. If enough people don't buy it.
No, but I guess I guess this is like a macro semantic point of like what you're putting the importance on here.
Right.
Like, the important thing isn't that you're boycotting it, or that and this is like isn't like the act of not buying it. Like,
right.
The important point is like the social awareness that like, hey, there's some fucky things going on with the game industry. We should probably like do something about that. Like, yeah, maybe like not buying stuff. We'll put it. I mean,
Right,
like I don't.
You're saying that like that's like it's not really it's like a band-aid or like 1% of a band-aid.
Well,
you know, like it's not
well,
like really attacking
well, I wouldn't even say like
because right, it's there are regulations around some of this stuff, or like certain things are illegal or whatever, then we wouldn't even get to this point.
Well, I wouldn't even say like ban. I think it goes back to the idea of like not buying. Like realistically, people don't buy things because they don't want to buy something. You know, so like if you're boycotting something, it's mostly because you just don't feel comfortable buying it. Again, that's kind of like that's kind of something you're doing for yourself, as
Right, but
opposed
like,
to.
but it's, I don't know. I mean, isn't it like, if I buy a fucking Kit Kat bar or whatever, aren't I giving money to the guys that fucking don't think water is a human right? Like, I don't know.
That
It's like I'm like I could spend my money
like-
on like a charity, or I could spend it on a charity for the like Satan, but Satan gives me like a delicious treat.
Oh, sweet skeleton scoreboard. Yes-ish. I mean, it kind of goes back to that idea of like scales, like of the scale of things. Like when markets were smaller and like communities were smaller, like yes, like these types of like actions like did sort of make a difference. Like, but like for these like massive multi-million or billion-dollar companies.
Right, that's like me picking a fight with God. Like that's way beyond me. But I mean, yeah, you're right that like the smaller the scale of something is, like if I go to like a local artisan's market and I buy a cup of someone, like it made a direct impact on their like, their fucking comfort. And I might like have a relationship with that person and see them every week, and there's like things happen and matter and community is happening. But like if it's McDonald's, yeah, I don't know. That influence is definitely felt less.
Yeah. Where it's like, realistically speaking, like I'm trying to think. It's like something like McDonald's is like so big. Like even if you got like 1,000, like if you had like a Twitter account like with 100,000 people and you got like 10% of them to like boycott McDonald's, realistically speaking, that those 10,000 people that were already like those 10,000 people that were subscribed to you or following you probably already weren't eating McDonald's in the first place.
Yeah, or like there was some reason why it was easier for them not to.
Or they're already so bought into like McDonald's being normalized for them that they're not actually gonna like they'll like morally go along with the idea like, oh yeah, we shouldn't buy from McDonald's, but they'll still end up buying McDonald's because it's convenient and it's what they like.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It's I see where you're coming from. I hope that this is an interesting exploration of ethics to be cooked. I know we said we were gonna talk about the Game Awards, but you know,
this is the
oh, go on.
This is the Game of the Year is politics.
Yes, well, also like, you know, Geoff Keighley's events are not like some tiny grassroots indie situation. Like, yeah, they're very commercial. And I don't really mind that about them, but like, I don't know, man. It's
Yeah, I guess moral of the story is if you're looking at any of these games and being like, man, I don't like the people that made these games, I hope they don't win an award, maybe put your energy towards not, like less towards the award in the game itself and maybe more like your local and state or national politics. Like getting involved there, like.
Well, I also think City of the Wolves is a good game as well, and I like the guys making the game are not the fucking Saudi prince or whatever. They're just trying to like fucking work their passion in their industry.
Well, I mean, it's just, well, not to go back to McDonald's. It's like, you know, the guy that actually owns and runs that McDonald's franchise. It's like literally just a guy that lives in your community.
Yeah, and that guy's he's not the problem.
I mean, he could be. I mean, he could be a terrible guy, or he could be just an awesome guy. You don't know.
I don't know, man.
We have
it's
these
like I never know how much to be like. I mean, I agree that like the effort should be focused on like the actual bad parties, but like how many layers deep do you have to be into something to not be complicit in like evil? Like if I was like a fucking if I'm like a Nazi chef, like I'm part of like the organization of super evil, but I'm like a janitor. Like, is it ethical that I work there because I mean, I guess I gotta eat, but they're the Legion of Doom. So I don't know.
This sort of like just like comes back to like where you put your priorities, and like it's like realistically like if you were just, and I guess it's like there's probably some like real like Nazi Germany sort of like ethic conversation you can go here. It's like at what at what level at what level of involvement do you need to do to be able to survive, and what level of involvement do you like need to stop and be like, okay, I gotta start making changes at some point, and like that's not always a clear answer when you're in the middle of it, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Or I guess like
you look back on history and you're like, oh fuck, like sometimes you can think I got roped into something that probably wasn't great, or like I can think of times like, especially when I was like a teenager or something, I'm like, well, that was not an ethical way for me to behave, but I like wanted to fit in or be cool or something. And at the time, it didn't feel like I was doing something wrong. I don't know.
It's like humanity and social stuff is complex. Like cognitive dissonance is complex.
A huge thing. I feel like, I don't know, this is just the stuff that I angst about somewhere deep inside of me, because like a lot of people say that I'm a lovely and kind person, and I really appreciate that, and I do think that I am a loving person on like a small personal level. But like, you know, if the stakes were really high, like would I do something that inconveniences me or puts me in danger for like someone in a much worse position? I don't know.
I mean, like we all like hear the stories of like, oh man, there's this like person that was like really nice and awesome, like really kind and caring to me and whatnot, and then like you hear them just say the wildest like offensive like at least like personally offensive like political shit.
Oh yeah.
It's like
no, I mean everyone's got that with family members, I'm sure. Like everyone's got someone in their family where it's like, I can't believe that they believe that, but they're still like a nice member of their community, and they're nice to you maybe. Yeah, I've got some family like that where it's like they're very like just completely different ends of social issues, like they're or they're like,
well then like
Musk and
let
Trump
me go let me go a layer deeper there with you. It's like we have these people like you see these people, and it's like there's like you don't understand like how they can like hold this belief and also be like these awesome kind people. Like turn it back on yourself a bit, and it's be like if they are not if from my worldview they are not self-aware of like these terrible things that they believe, what could I possibly could I be possibly doing the same thing?
Sure. I mean, like I think that I make a lot of decisions in my life for momentary comfort or relief from anxiety or whatever. And like, you know, sometimes I'm thinking deeply about ethics, like right now, but most of the time I'm not.
Well, I'd say maybe on that, like I'm talking about like not like even just like the day-to-day, because like everybody like has their day-to-day vices and stuff that like we're like sort of like, oh man, I could have done that better. I mean, that wasn't the best thing I could have done. But like I think I'm talking more like those like internal intrinsic things that we take for granted.
Oh yeah,
like,
sure.
Or like,
no, I mean
like,
lots of people have stuff like that. I've definitely been in conversations with people where like we have some ethical difference, and it's really hard to bridge the gap because like there's something in there that just feels so intuitively true that it's like, why the fuck would you think something else? And it's like, it's emotionally difficult. And yeah, I'm sure that there's things right now that I believe that are a bit fucked up, or things I didn't notice that I believe that are fucked up.
I mean, there's the age-old thing of like 50 years from now, people are gonna look back on us and be like, man, like that was like a really fucked up thing they did. in that society that I just thought was normalized.
And I don't think that makes me evil, but it doesn't make. But I'm still worthy of criticism in the future. I guess just like the best you can do is try and like slowly evolve your understanding of things. I think morality is like a constantly evolving project, and so I think it's human nature to just kind of be pretty relative to whatever the morals are of your time, but yeah.
And then I think on that, like, I think the important thing overall is just be humble, bro. Like, I'm not saying you, Geoff, just like I'm doing a generalization here. Just like be humble, bro.
Honestly, I mean, like
don't.
Yeah, I would hope that I am humble about things I believe or just in general, but also from the arguments I've gone to with my brother, he probably wouldn't agree with that assessment.
Yeah. So like I kind of like want to like sort of like wrap this into like these two separate ideas of like one. I think part of the reason why like I would say like in general like why the Overton window has sort of shifted in the way it has, and why like the left has struggled or lost ground in some ways this past decade, and I think there's a real like this real sense of like taking beliefs for granted. Like for example, like we've been so far away from like slavery or like really bad.
Yeah, some of the worst stuff
segregation.
Of the past that like we've kind of forgotten. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of like I consider myself a pretty left leaning person.
No, I would have never guessed that.
But in saying that, I do get where people are coming from when they think left-wing people are really like they'll just kind of look down on you and just be upset that you're not with the program.
Well, I think
and just be like, well, how could you think that and go fuck yourself? And like, I think that there's you can rest on your laurels having the dominant ideas, and then people will come in and like.
Well, I don't think it's. I mean, yes, that's part of it, but I think the bigger problem is that because it's been so easy to take beliefs, like there's this concept of like being morally lucky.
Right.
It's like if you grow up in a society like where like things are just right and wrong, and it's easy for you to know that, it's like you don't really know like you're not really able to articulate or understand intrinsically why the thing is bad.
And that makes it hard to do discourse, I guess, like or how to attack other ideas or defend your own, because it's like, well, this is just how it is. It makes me emotional for you to even question it.
Yep. There's a really good video by Hank Green of all people, because Hank Green always puts out bangers.
Yeah, I agree.
But like the video was, I think the video was just called like "Racism is Bad" or whatever, and he like it's one of those things where it's like he's like does like a very like simple and easy explanation of like why like one of the reasons why racism is bad, and it's because it's easy, you know. But like people don't like look at like racism as something that's like they don't really think about it. They just think, oh, like it's this bad thing that we don't do, and like racist people think it's like, oh, racism is this bad thing that we don't do, even though that like there might be like
the narrative when I was growing up was pretty much always like racism was a bad thing that happened, but we fixed it.
Yeah, but basically, yeah.
And if you're still worried about it, then you're just being annoying.
Yeah, but then like in this video, like Hank Green's like talking about like, no, one of the reasons why racism is so bad is because racism is easy to do.
Yeah.
You know?
There is an intuition of like, I don't know, like, I mean, there's lots of reasons in terms of like, like the urge to have an other.
Yeah, but it's like there's a lot of like really bad things. Like murder is really bad, but like you don't go around here and people like prophesizing or like saying, like, oh man, don't murder people. Murder is bad. It's like
right
because like it takes a lot to murder, but like we have like racism is one of those things that like you have to be. It's not just a matter of like saying like, oh, it's this bad thing that happened, or like, oh, like you actually have to have like responsible conversations regularly about about racism, in the sense that like I guess you have to be responsible but humble about it at the same time, because it's like you go to one degree of like just like, oh, we gotta like point out and like say like, oh, bad person, racist. It's like that's not really helpful, because it forgets the point that like racism is easy and anybody can be racist. But like at the same time, it's like we gotta like take it seriously as a real problem, because like it's so easy to just fall into.
It's like, on one hand, you don't want to handle things with like baby gloves, but you also don't want to just like destroy any learnable moments. That I don't know. I mean, when it comes to just like, the overall like values of people en masse, like I'm quite disillusioned with my ability to like I don't know, like convince anyone of anything, or like I think at this point in my life, my main priorities are one, looking after myself, and two, like just sort of embodying the things that that I value in terms of like I don't know, treating people the way I think people should be treated and whatnot.
I would say like sort of nowish. It's like we are not at the point of society where people can just talk and agree. Like I'm not saying that like violence. Like I'm not saying violence. That's the point. It's like we have like such systematic problems in terms of like living like within the same reality and like agreeing on the same basic facts.
Well, it's all monetized, and there's also like fucking forces out there that are trying their best to destroy the notion of objective truth. Like, it is Metal Gear Solid 2 out there right now. So, oh god, it's not a good time.
No, it's not a good time at all. But like, it's not a time that's like I feel like humanity always kind of like, goes through these cycles, especially when like there's like new technology.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
whatnot.
Like we like a couple generations ago, we were worried that like the world was gonna blow up from nukes at any second. You know, like there's always fucked up shit happening. And I think part of growing up is realizing that humanity hasn't fixed all of its problems yet, and that we have some new ones.
Like, I think the like sort of like the important thing, like kind of going forward, is like actually like and I'm saying this like everyone like kind of across the board, like really doing like self-reflection in terms of like what is and isn't working, because I think intuitively everybody kind of agrees on the problem, they just don't agree on like where the problem's coming from. But the kind of neat thing about that is like if we can all agree on what the problem is, even if we don't agree on the source, like we can still necessarily like take similar steps to mitigate it.
I have found that like, well, I mean, I guess that's the sort of class solidarity people talk about, right? Where it's like people with wildly different political or ethical views can find common ground in terms of like, like what the problems are, and like I wouldn't say that my ability to talk to people with vastly different opinions has improved drastically, but I'd say it's improved a bit now that like there's been a few issues in recent times where it feels like the right and the left are a little bit more on the same page, even for different reasons. So yay, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think like and this is just like my sort of like overall takeaway is like I don't really know the best way to specifically say this, because I guess in some ways it's easy to say, because like I don't want to like fall into like that trap of just letting it go. Everybody just needs to talk it out.
Yeah.
Because like that's not really entirely true. I think there's like more so just people like need to spend less time like on the computer and actually like engaging with people from other communities.
I would say that
like
that's actually a great take, because like I mean, you're not just going to talk to people on the internet until you figure it out, because the internet isn't designed for that. And
well, I mean, like not just that, like we like dead internet theory is like becoming realer and realer every year.
Yeah, no, there's robots everywhere, like half of it's a fucking psyop, and also people are just nicer to each other in real life. Like, yeah, and like the more isolated we become by relying on social media instead of actually meeting people, like the more angry and anxious and fucked up we get, and the worse and more toxic everything gets. Not that online friendships don't count, because we're literally doing a show right now. But, like, you gotta, I don't know, you gotta be connected.
Yeah.
So I don't know why all this came out.
Because Fatal Fury is racist for putting Cristiano Ronaldo in it.
I mean, there's somethingist for sure. You dead. Well, this has been Bros on Landfill, I guess. We should. Nice Game Awards episode we just did. It's been an hour.
Yeah, damn. I mean, they can just tell you that, like, Lunch and I just haven't been playing games. I've been playing the game of the year the entire time. Why are you still
Megabonked,
like? Why are you complaining?
No, I've played game. I just haven't been playing games from this year, and also not that much.
Moral of the story is play old games. Don't like I said this earlier. Don't play games the year they come out. Like wait like a year or two.
Play play Umineko. It's good.
Dude, don't tell me. Dude, like fuck. Like I've made promises that Umineko is the next visual novel that I'm playing, and
just whoever's out there.
Like
I'm not saying you.
Like,
I'm saying
yeah.
You out there who somehow made it to the end of this hour.
Man, just like I can't wait to finish Umineko and tell you that it's problematic.
Oh God. I mean, it probably is. It's from a little while ago.
I have seen arguments about it being problematic.
There's been some classic, sexual harassment in there.
Oh no, this has more to do with the writer having some pretty Japanese nationalistic sort of stuff in their works. I'm saying this secondhand. I have not I've only played the first chapter of Higurashi. So don't fight about this in the comments. But I've just heard there's some questionable things in terms of
I'm going to ignore whatever he's saying and just play his game until it's over, and then I could have my relationship with it irreversibly damaged after I've had a good time.
Just as long as you agree with me afterwards that Umineko is bad, despite me never playing Umineko.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
And I'll eventually play Umineko. Like really, the only reason why I haven't played Umineko yet is because my laptop my laptop's my gaming the laptop I do for gaming, that's not my recording laptop, is having issues with its graphics card. So I am thankfully spared of having to put 100 hours into Umineko.
Well, thanks for joining us today, everyone. We will see you on another episode, and we'll probably talk about something much stupider than this.
Please, I beg you.
What's the biggest animal you think could fit in that microwave?
I don't know, but I'm looking at. I'm hungry. I'm so hungry. I could probably eat a
sand shrew. I think you could stuff him in there. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.